so could you solve this math problem without the aid of a calculator? Well, I believe most people out there actually could do this problem without a calculator. And the problem is -1 to the 101st power. We want to know what that is equal to. But the key to doing this problem is really having absolute certainty in your answer and doing this in the most direct, efficient path. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the problem. And the actual solution is what? Well, what we have to do here is take -1 and take it to the 101st power. But what does that mean? Well, we have to take -1 and multiply it by itself 101 times. So we have here 101 negative ones, right? So one, a -1, -1, and on and on and on. And then here is our last -1. So we have a total of 101 negative ones. So this becomes one gigantic big product to figure out. And at this point, some of you might be saying, okay, well, I can do this, but what your brain is probably going to be telling you is, I want to try to, look for patterns here, right? Because we're using the same number, and you want to kind of look for repeating patterns, and that is exactly a good approach to do. Now, some of you, hopefully none of you out there actually did all this multiplication, okay? But if you did, of course, you would have got the right answer of -1. But maybe some of you out there might be like, well, -1 times -1 is a +1, okay? And I have a -1 times the next -1, right here. So this is now a +1, and maybe you're looking for patterns to make this easier. Well, that is great thinking. So let's go ahead and kind of explore some patterns here to help us kind of answer this question without multiplying 101 negative ones. So let's take -1 squared. Okay, what does that mean? Well, you're going to take -1 and multiply it by itself, right, 2 times. So -1 times -1. This is a positive, right? Remember, a negative times a negative in math is a positive value. Okay, so -1 squared is +1. How about -1 cubed? Well, we're going to take -1 and multiply it by itself 3 times. So now we have a -1 times -1. This is a +1 times a -1 gives us a -1, because a positive times a negative is negative. All right, so -1 cubed is -1. And we can kind of confirm these results. We see this, right? So we're kind of, trying to look for patterns that can help us out to answer this question. All right, how about -1 to the 4th? Well, here we have -1 times -1 times another -1 times -1. Of course, this is 4 -1s. Now, when we look at this, we're just going to try to be smarter about the patterns here, right? So we already know that -1 times -1 is a +1, so this is a +1. This is a +1, so +1 times +1 is a +1. And then over here, I have -1 to the 5th. All right, so when I multiply all these -1s right here, again, we have -1 times -1, this is positive. -1 times negative, this is positive. So positive times negative is going to be negative. But let's make some observations here. It appears that when we take -1 to an even power, we get +1. And when we take -1 to an odd power, we get -1. And as we kind of run our little experiments here, you can see that this is kind of playing out, right? -1 to the 4th, which of course is even, is +1. -1 to the 5th is -1. And then here, my last little example is -1 to the 6th. Now, at this point, you would be like, well, this should be a +1 because it's an even power, but we can kind of confirm that, right? -1 times -1, -1 times -1, -1 times -1. So this is positive, 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 so we end up with +1. All right, so at this point, we're kind of coming up with this, formula, if you will, or this observation that -1 to an even power is +1, and -1 to an odd power is -1. Okay, so this is outstanding, right? We could take this pattern and we can apply it to our problem. So let's go ahead and do that now. So when I'm looking at the actual problem here, I've got, well, -1 to the 101st Well, 101 is an odd number, so my answer is -1. And that is correct. Okay, so that would be a great way, but some of you might feel a little bit maybe uncertain, right? Like, well, how do I know that this pattern is in fact, continues on, right? So let's suppose you weren't quite confident in your answer. Well, you can use a different approach that will give you more confidence, and it's a technique that you're going to want to know and use, especially for those of you out there that are studying algebra. So I'm going to show you that technique, but before I show you that, I'm going to show you this, which is my invitation for you to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button. I'm just going to tell you right now, my objective is to try to reach as many people as possible that are interested in learning math or struggling with mathematics. We're like in a crisis, if you will, in terms of math. So many people struggle with math, and unfortunately, things seem to be getting worse. But I'm here to tell you, okay, 99.999% of you can be super successful in math, okay? But what you need is great math instruction, and that's what I'm passionate about. But anyways, by you subscribing, it really does help me individually, and it helps kind of grow my classroom. So thank you so much, and make sure to hit that notification button so you can get my latest videos. All right, so back to the problem. So I'm going to show you a different approach to use to answer this question that involves some rules of powers and exponents. Okay, so in mathematics, especially in algebra, okay, you really use a lot of powers and exponents, and there are some rules to powers and exponents. I'll just kind of write a few here. Algebraically, these may not make sense to you, but it's stuff that you absolutely need to know. Okay, so just writing some things down. These are what we call properties of powers and exponents. And for those of you that are taking maybe an algebra course or interested in studying algebra, I'm just kind of writing some down here. Let me see here. A to the 0 is 1. Okay, I think I wrote all these down. These are things that you want to commit to your long-term memory. Now, these properties here, some of you might be saying, I don't understand where this guy is going. Well, listen, if you haven't seen these before, or if you don't recognize what I'm doing, no problem. I'm going to kind of introduce you to some of these properties, but you absolutely need to understand how to work with powers and exponents to be successful in mathematics. But I'm going to show you how easy this problem can be using some of these properties. Okay, so the first thing is the following. Well, I'm going to look at this problem this way. I have -1 to the 101st power. I'm going to break this problem up in this manner. So I'm going to have -1 to the 100th power times -1 to the first power. Okay, now there's a property that states that when you are multiplying powers with the same base, okay, the base, if I have like 2 to the 4th, this is the base. So if I'm multiplying things with the same base, okay, multiplication again, what I can do is simply add the exponents, right? This is a power of property of exponents. Matter of fact, it's indicated right here. So A is the same base, but even if you don't understand this, hopefully intuitively you can kind of see that, oh, okay, yes, when the bases are the same, and in this case right here, the bases are the same, and we're doing multiplication, all we need to do is add the exponents. So -1 to the 100th times -1 to the first is going to be equal to -1 to 101 plus 1, I'm sorry, 100 plus 1, which of course is 101. Now, why would I write my answer, or why would I kind of, break up the problem or write the problem into two separate products, or a product right here of two separate factors, right? Why would I do that? Well, because I'm going to use a little math trick here that you're going to need to know. It's a technique that maybe some of you have never thought of, but it's a great technique, and you will need to use it in your kind of algebra studies. All right, so just to kind of make this rule clear, when we're multiplying powers with the same base, again, I have 2 to the 3rd power times 2 to the 2nd power. The bases are 2, they are the same. All I have to do is add the exponents. That's equal to 2 to the 5th. And that would make sense too, because 2 to the 3rd power is 2 times 2 times 2. 2 to the 2nd power is 2 times 2. So all of this right here is 5 2's. Okay. All right. So What am I going to do next? Well, I'm going to use another property of exponents, okay, powers and exponents. And here we go. So I have -1 to 100 times -1 to the first. This is my question, okay? I'm trying to find out what -1 to the 101 is, but I'm breaking it up in this manner. Now I'm going to take this -1 to the 100. I'm going to write it in this manner. -1 squared, all of that to the 50th power, okay? So I'm not going to mess with this, but -1 squared, all that to the 50th power is equal to -1 to the 100th power. Now you might be saying, well, it looks like this 50, if I multiply it by that 2, I get back to 100. Is that a property of powers and exponents? Indeed it is, okay? When you take a power to another power, okay, what you could do is take that outside exponent and multiply it by that inside exponent, and there you go. So we're kind of factoring, but I'm doing this for a very specific reason, okay? Now, let's just be clear that you understand this rule. So 2 squared, for example, to the third power is equal to what? 3 times 2, or 2 to the 6. But let's just kind of convince ourselves that this is right. So 2 squared is to the third power is 2 squared times 2 squared times 2 squared, right? 2 squared times itself 3 times. Now we're down to this multiplication, right, with the same basis. So what do? Well, I have to add the exponents. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6, okay? So again, if you have strong, skills and understanding of powers and exponents, then you can, use this stuff, and you'll absolutely need to use this in algebra, okay? All right, so now let's go down and take a look at why I did this. Okay, so -1 squared, this I can have absolute certainty what this is equal to, right? -1 squared is -1 times -1. It is a positive 1, all right? For sure, I know that. So really, -1 squared to the 50th is the same thing as a positive 1 to the 50th power. Okay, now what does that mean? Well, positive 1 to the 50th power simply just means take positive 1 and multiply by itself 50 times. 1 times itself, positive 1 times itself, we're not going to have to worry about what the sign is. It's going to be positive, right? So positive 1 to the 50th is for sure positive 1, and then -1 to the first power is just itself, so that's -1, so a positive times a negative is -1. Okay, so that is another technique you could have used. I would probably most of you out there didn't maybe use this approach, but this particular way will help give you more confidence in your answer. But even if you use kind of this pattern approach, that's good too. Okay, so in mathematics, you want to look for patterns, but you kind of want to back up those patterns with other things. Okay, so sometimes you see patterns, you're like, well, I believe the pattern is pointing to this as being the answer, but oftentimes you're uncertain that you actually have the correct answer. So you want to have kind of other tools to justify your conclusions. But this technique that I showed you, working with powers and exponents, comes up again in algebra. I know I'm being redundant there, but if you've never seen that before, try to remember that, because that is a great little tool. Now, if you want to kind of improve an area of powers and exponents and things like that, I'm going to give you a couple of suggestions. One, I have a ton of additional videos on my YouTube channel you can check out, but I introduced this topic in my pre-algebra course. So if you're a pre-algebra or algebra 1, I'll leave links to those courses in the description below. But with all that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.